Welcome to the American Med Spa Association podcast, Medical Spa Insider. This week, AmSpa founder Alex Thiersch is speaking with Ben Wolber, MBA, founder and CEO of InsightX.
Hey everybody, it's Alex Thiersch, and thank you to our friends at Cosmo France for sponsoring this podcast. You know what's really driving conversations in aesthetics right now? Patients don't want to look done anymore. They're asking for subtle, natural results, just a fresher, healthier version of themselves. It's no longer about simply filling lines. The focus has shifted to skin quality, long-term regeneration, and building collagen. That's why regenerative medicine is stepping into the spotlight. And that's where EasyGel comes in. EasyGel. It's a fully autologous gel made entirely from the patient's own blood concentrate. No synthetics, no additives, nothing foreign. The beauty of it is that it's not just a quick fix. Thanks to the fibrin matrix, growth factors are released gradually over time, stimulating collagen and elastin long after the first treatment. That's why providers call it a game changer for under eyes and temples, those delicate areas where traditional products can migrate or cause unwanted results. EasyGel truly reflects what aesthetics is: regenerative, natural, and long-lasting. Want to learn more? Call Cosmo France today at 305-538-0110 or visit cosmofrance.net today. That's 305-538-0110 or cosmofrance.net. All right, everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is Alex Thiersch, and you are listening to Medical Spa Insider. On the AmSpa hotline. Well, first of all, I have to say we are doing our first podcast in our brand new podcast studio here in a beautiful, the new AmSpa Clubhouse in Fulton Market in Chicago. For those of you listening, you've got to come check it out. And if any of you are in the city at any time, come on by. We've got a brand new facility, new training space, new podcast facility, a bunch of stuff. We'll be talking more about it as we go, but we're very excited about it. First time we're doing it here. A few things hopefully will all work according to plan, but if not, that's okay. But all that aside, we are very excited to have Mr. Ben Wolber from InsightX. Sorry about that. InsightX, which is a relatively new company. I don't want to say you're new because you're not brand new, but relatively new company dealing with AI-powered analytics and strategy platform where you, from what I can tell, you plug into a bunch of different platforms. You provide people with real-time data, provide them with dashboards, things like that. I don't want to mess up your elevator pitch, but I was on your website. I was poking around a little bit. Some of the things that you're doing. You have an exciting new partnership with Spa Connect and Sky Agency, which I think is really cool. You're looks like you're getting heavy into medical aesthetics and med spas. Would love to hear more about that. First of all, Ben, thank you for coming and joining our program. And I'd love to hear a little bit more about what InsightX does.
Yeah, no, happy to go into that, Alex. Appreciate you all having me on today. Really, at its core, InsightX, like you mentioned before, is an AI-powered analytics platform that we built specifically for med spas and aesthetics practices. It connects to the tools that you all are already using, so like your EMR, your QuickBooks, scheduling systems, payroll, marketing systems, and it automatically pulls everything together into one place. And then from there, it delivers clear dashboards and plain English insights to not just like show you what happened, but also the why it happened and what to do next.
Yeah, that's, it's so interesting because we've seen, obviously everyone's heard about AI for now a couple of years. It's been bubbling up and probably most of us are using it not in the most productive way, just typing into ChatGPT saying, write my email or whatever it is. But then I know there's also a ton of these companies that are starting to pop up, and yours is obviously one of them. Tell me about how this whole idea came about. Like when AI came up, was this you're like, oh man, I got to jump on this. And then, so how'd you come up with the idea for the company? And then how'd you get into aesthetics too?
Yeah. So, really, I met my co-founder through grad school. I went to Southern Methodist University where I got my master's. And I worked in healthcare consulting previously on the data analytics side, mostly working with hospitals, like larger hospitals across the United States. And then when we graduated, we had this idea. I was like, hey, like we can help small businesses. Like our original thesis was to just give small businesses the power of their data back to them. And we're going to do that through analytics. So in January, we started as a consultancy and we worked on about 10 projects, and most of them were with med spas. And then around May, we had the plan to just kind of transition to a SaaS product. And then in June, we kind of stealth launched with a couple of our early users. And then we've just been building ever since. So I think it's a really unique way that we started, because a lot of these owners, especially like most of our early clients, were just 1 to 2 location med spas. They were help driving some of this product development. Like, hey, here's how I would look at my data today. Here's how I look at it in Excel. And we were able to replicate that within our platform. So it was really cool to see how we've grown since really June. And now we're in the middle of like a launch campaign starting in November, where we're officially going to come into the market. So it's really exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you started, it really was like you were consulting. First of all, how did you meet your first med spa client? Was that just kind
Yeah.
of, for me, it was kind of by accident. I fell into med spas, 15, 20 years ago. Um, did you know you wanted to get into med spas, or was it something that you happened upon and took advantage
So
of?
yeah, no, I mean, we really started with working with any service-based companies. Like even one of our
Yeah.
early users was a commercial cleaning company.
Yeah.
But my fiance is a nurse injector. She was also a nurse. So
Oh yeah.
I was introduced to that world when she started as
Yeah.
an injector full time. It just seemed really interesting. And then once we started working with med spas, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a huge pain point here where even like traditional data visualization tools cannot solve today, just because they're kind of clunky and they're not customizable at all. So you're always dependent on someone else really to update like your view or how you want to see your data and stuff like that.
Yeah. And was that when you wanted to get into the consulting side, was it primarily we want to help these folks aggregate and visualize their data using AI, and then you were just kind of using your AI tools to do it yourself, and was that the basic concept at first?
Kind of. Yeah. We actually started using traditional data visualization tools. I used
Gotcha.
Power BI a ton in my prior life. So we were just building Power BI reports. And again, we still felt that pain where I would deliver this report and the owner would look at it and be like, oh, this is great. But it's what do I do next? Like why did this happen? Or like, hey, Ben, I need to like change the view. And they have to send me an email. It's just like, it wasn't a very clean process. And especially with how quickly AI is evolving, I knew there was an opportunity for some sort of platform within this space. And even like in retail medicine in general, there's a huge opportunity for like a platform like this in this space. So we just chose to focus in on like the aesthetics industry to start.
That's awesome. I mean, this is probably a loaded question that is unanswerable, but how do you even go about doing that? Like, how do you build an AI backed? I
Yeah.
mean, because AI is this kind of open source thing, right, where everybody
Yeah.
can use it. But then, how do you do that and keep everyone's information confidential yet separate? How does that work?
Yeah. So obviously I'm technical enough. So I knew enough to be dangerous early stage. We actually
Yeah,
just ordered a CTO about a month ago. And we started out with a very simple MVP where the end users were able to just export Excels and upload it to our platform. And that's how we were getting like how they were using the platform, how we were tracking like what areas they were clicking on. And then we started developing each of those features. We also completed a pre-accelerator as well, which helped a ton because it helped us coach us through how to do customer discovery, business planning, those sorts of things. And then we completed.
and just real quick, what do you mean by a pre-accelerator? Like a
So
accelerator course for AIA for AI
So
AI for AI?
it was for startups in general. So SMU,
Gotcha,
where I went to grad school, they had a pre-accelerator for us, and we applied
gotcha.
some non-dilutive funding. Kind of allowed us to focus on this a little bit more because
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
we started this as a side hustle, which
Yeah.
that just we got so much traction that it grew into something real. And then we also did another accelerator here because I'm based in Cincinnati. It was through Centrifuge Capital, which helped a ton. And they're a VC firm, so they're one of our investors as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. That's awesome. No,
Yep.
that's cool. So then
Yep.
what, um, you mentioned that you kind of plug into the different sources,
Yeah.
spits out information. One thing you said, and I think I saw this it wasn't a demo, it was on your website where you mentioned people get the information and they're kind of like, well, what do I do next with it, right? And it seems like what your platform does is it seems to provide some actionable
Yeah.
ideas for what to do. Like, here's a revenue stream idea. What's the special sauce or the thing that makes you guys different from some of the other,
Yeah.
data aggregators and AI platforms that are out there right now?
Yeah, no, I think our heavy focus on the insights portion of it as well, whether that's like, hey, here's what happened last month, here's a strategic recommendation automatically within seconds that you can look at, understand, and then implement within your practice today. We also have like predictive analytics as well, whether that's like, hey, here's your forecast for your cash flow for the next 12 months in very plain, simple English. And then here's some areas that you can improve on. Really, our idea is to not completely eliminate spreadsheets, but allow some of these smaller entities to not have to hire a full-time analyst or bring in an outside source to like help you run your books or just mesh together those Excel reports.
Hey, everybody, it's Alex Thiersch, and I'd like to thank our partners at Well Received for sponsoring this podcast. Did you know that nearly 40% of clients prefer to book appointments after hours? That's a huge part of your potential client base who need support after you've closed your doors for the day. In such a competitive industry, every missed call or unanswered chat can mean losing a client to your competitor down the street. But it doesn't have to be this way. Well Received is a 24-hour answering service specifically designed for aesthetic and wellness practices. Their team of real people handles calls, answers web chats, and books those valuable appointments, ensuring every client inquiry receives a prompt and personalized response day or night. And every plan comes loaded with value-added tools to keep your front desk running smoothly. With call recording, spam call blocking, and business phone numbers, your team can focus on delivering a great experience. The result? More new clients, increased loyalty and repeat visits, better reviews, and less pressure on your front desk staff. So, whether you're just getting started or scaling to multiple locations, Well Received helps your med spa grow. As a special offer for listeners of Medical Spa Insider, you can now enjoy 50% off your first 3 months of service with Well Received. This is a great opportunity to experience the benefits of the service without any hidden fees or long-term contracts. You can upgrade or downgrade your plan anytime, giving you the flexibility and control you need to grow your business effectively. Visit www.wellreceived.com/AmSpa to learn more and redeem this exclusive offer today. So tell, like, when you say it brings together these different Excel reports and data sets, what are you talking about? You're talking about like QuickBooks and
Yep.
like the CRMs, like what types of things are you talking about?
Yeah, so most of your popular EMRs, like your Zenodis, Boulevards, really most of those practice management solutions we can integrate with today. And what's really interesting is like when we're onboarding clients, most of the time they don't input all of their data sources at once. They're like, hey, let's start with our EMR, or hey, like I just need something to sit on top of my QuickBooks for now. They start with one data source. And then it almost grows into they start plugging in additional ones once they're starting to dive into their specific data, which it's really cool to see because it almost seems fun for these end users, just because they haven't really had this power or this type of like access to their data to date. So we've seen them start with their practice management solution, quickly add in their QuickBooks, then they pull in some of their marketing platforms, and then they end up pulling in like their Gustos or like their payroll system, something like that, which then brings their entire business into our platform, which is really interesting to see.
Yeah, what does that look like in the end? I mean, is it the kind of thing where you wake up in the morning as a business owner and pull up InsightX, like the dashboard, and kind of gives you everything you need to see about your business in a snapshot? What does that look like?
Yeah. So we have some pre-built dashboard templates as well for the end user. So like we'll have like your
Mm-hmm.
executive summary, your financial summary, those pre-built templates where if you don't want to create your own view, you don't have to. It hits all the key KPIs. that you would need or like really ever want to care about. We have all of those pre-calculated for you. But then again, the interesting part about this is like if you want to drill into a specific KPI, like, hey, revenue per hour, I want to learn more about this. You can ask our chatbot, Ava, and she'll spin up a whole new view for you instantly within seconds. So really, it just depends how deep they want to go, I guess. But we've seen people just stick with the pre-built templates, but then we also have other people who are using it who have 4 or 5 different custom dashboards that they've created. So we've seen both ends of it, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What I mean, I'm curious, what do you find interesting or different about med spa owners and aesthetics and some of their pain points? And you know, I've always found med spa owners are very interesting because a lot of them are very, you know, they're opportunists. They see they're whether they're injectors that start out like someone like your wife and they realize, oh, there's an opportunity here, and they just kind of build on that. But now you're starting to see a lot of folks coming in and acquiring, and there's that side of things.
Yeah.
What's different or unique about this industry that kind of makes you raise your eyebrows or gets you excited or maybe even scares you a little bit?
Yeah, I really think it's the entrepreneurial mindset. Like every
Yeah.
med spa owner that you've met or that you meet started out like, hey, I used to be a full-time RN at like
Yeah,
children
it's
or
true.
something like
Yeah.
that. The entrepreneurial mindset in this industry is honestly contagious, and that's what like makes us extremely passionate about helping them. Just because most of our early customers or like our customers that we're working with today are in that growth mode where they're trying to open another location, or they're trying to actually clean up their books to sell to someone. So I really think it's just like that contagious energy in this industry where I come from healthcare, which goes on the opposite side of it, which is revenue cycle. So, which is much more, I would say, it's interesting. It's just like kind of different, but I think the energy
Yeah.
in the industry is so contagious.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's and like I said, it's like there's other industries that I've kind of dabbled with where, you know, there's still an entrepreneurial mindset, but it's different because it's coming from folks who enter the industry specifically because they want to do a startup. They've got investment dollars, they've
Yep.
got backing. They're trying to build something with a, you know, everyone's got a pitch deck and they're all, you know,
Yeah.
and this is different. It really is. It's professionals who are nurses, RN, whatever it might be, and they're kind of like, wow, I love this industry. I love doing it, and I want to be a part of it. And that's kind of what drives
Yeah.
it. It's not I want to build a scalable model
Yeah.
with backing. It's I love what I'm doing, and this would be cool
Yeah.
to do it. And that's got to be maybe a little bit different than what some of these other businesses that maybe you're used to from MBA school, which is
Yeah, no, it's new and it's just so exciting. Like there's even like flashy parts of the industry which I find
yeah.
myself enjoying as well. Like we went to a conference this past summer and it was almost like glamorous, which was really cool to be
Yeah.
part of. So like I
Yeah.
really do lean into like the flashiness, the glamour of the industry as
Yeah.
well. It's just like a really fun industry to be a part of. And like the growth that it's very scalable growth too for a small business owner. Like if you're running your business the right way, looking at your data, like you can really open new locations quickly, or you can become extremely profitable where you become an attractive med spa that someone wants to come in and buy.
Yeah.
So
It's true. No, it's true. And we've seen that happen. So real quick, I want to, there's a few things I want to touch on. I want to touch on your partnerships.
yep,
We're big fans of both Spot Connect and Pink Sky. So I want to hear about that. But
yeah.
before I get to that, you mentioned you are kind of getting ready for your formal launch cycle in November. What does that look like? What are you looking to build upon there?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing launch campaign over the next 3 months. I would say where it's really our come to market. Like we've soft launched. I would say like we definitely dug out a little spot in this industry for ourselves, especially being such a young company. Like 90% of our revenue is from the aesthetics industry. So like people are
Yeah.
familiar with who we are now. We put together a strong advisory board from the industry as well. which has been extremely helpful, even from like a product side where we pull on our advisor, like, hey, we're thinking about launching this feature. What do you think? Because they've
Mhm.
sat in that operator seat, whether it's at a franchise level or they actually own their own med spa today. So it's really great to get their feedback as well. And yeah, we're just excited to like officially launch. We're going to your all's conference in April. It'll be my first time going to
Yeah.
that. We're excited for that. We're going to 4S Summit in December, which is exciting as well. So
Yeah.
we're starting to step out into the spotlight a bit just because we were building in stealth the last couple months.
That's exciting. Can't wait for you to come to medical spa show in April.
Yeah.
It's a special thing. That energy you talk about is palpable
Yeah.
at that event. It is at all events, to be honest, but that one it really is. So that's exciting. So tell me about these partnerships. What does that mean? What are you doing with these partners, and how does it
Yep.
how should folks get excited about it?
Yeah. So Spa Connect is interesting as well. They've been around for a while in this
Yeah,
industry
yeah.
and a ton of members. And they fit really like our thesis of who we're trying to help. It's that like one
Hmm.
location, two location med spa that wants to grow, or like, hey, like I want to get my books cleaned up, those sorts of things. So that's what made it really interesting just to partner with them and give their members
Yeah.
access to our dashboard, because we're really going to help them drive growth within their practices today. And the Pink Sky partner is a little bit different in a sense where they're a startup in themselves,
Yeah.
but they're really shaking up the traditional consulting industry. And I come from that industry as well. So it's really cool to see like their thesis and their approach to helping customers. It's almost like a partner model, which again is like we really align with that, and really just giving their clients access to our dashboard as well. It's been awesome.
And when you say access to the dashboard, what do you mean by that? Like, what is that? If
Yeah.
they become a part of this partner network and they get access to the dashboard, what do they get?
Yeah, so they get full access to InsightX, and like we have like specific discounts with Spa Connect. We have specific discounts with Pink Sky, those sorts of things. But their members or their clients have the ability to call us up right now and be like, hey, like I want to access this, and we'll immediately let them sign up. So
Gotcha.
been it's been great to just see their like have these people reach out to us, and really be excited about the dashboard because it's funny when we're selling, doing cold sales, there people are always like, what's the catch? Because like our pricing model is really affordable, and that's the whole point. Like we're not trying to be super expensive either. Our pricing
Yeah.
model is really affordable. So I've gotten that question 1,000 times. Like, well, what's the catch? I'm like, no, nothing. Like we just want to help. Like we're passionate about this industry, passionate about small businesses in general. We just want to help. So.
Well, since you brought it up, what does the pricing structure look like? What are you doing, like monthly by user kind of thing, or how's that work?
Yeah, it's monthly. And you also have the ability to sign up for like any like SaaS subscription. You can sign up for like an annual plan. You get it like a 20% discount.
Yeah, yeah,
Most of it's monthly. And it's tiered out based on the amount of data. So like integrations in a sense. And then also like some of the AI questions and stuff. We limit the number of questions at each tier just based on like the size of the entity. And then we also have a custom bucket for larger organizations as well.
yeah. That's awesome. So this is exciting. I mean, congratulations on what you've been doing. It sounds like you guys are just getting started. It's really exciting to see this new wave of businesses that are coming up. I think you hit the market at the right time. I mean, the ones that
Yeah.
are getting there early, I think are really going to make some waves. What's next for you guys? Or I guess maybe even bigger than that. What's the goal? What does real success look for you guys in the coming couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, really just continuing to dig that moat around us, whether that's like we rely heavily on partnerships. I see a huge value in like having a strong partner network. Really just establishing those connections with other entities in the space, whether it's like a practice management solution or even like other consulting firms, those sorts of things, just establishing that strong partner network, where we can all help each other. I think that will help drive growth for everyone. And especially in this industry, it's very niche and everyone really knows each other, I would say. And it's been great to really see some of the relationships I started building in June, July start to come to fruition now, where I'm looked at as almost a thought leader for some of these people from an analytics perspective. So it's been great to see that come to fruition.
Yeah, no, you're just getting started. So that's and it's a great industry to be in. And I'm telling you, there's one thing you'll see is you've probably seen this already. There's a deep love for the industry. And even though there's obviously competition and folks are doing things
Yep.
to make money for themselves, everybody really wants the industry in and of itself to succeed. So I think that's cool. And so
Yeah.
welcome. I think you're going to do a great job. It's great to see what you guys are building. Where can folks find you if they want to get some more information? We'll obviously have your information. We'll post it in our notes and everything. And you're going to be at MSS, so that's a great place for folks to
Yeah.
come and check you out in April. But if they want to find out more sooner, where can they go?
Yeah, I would say check in on our website. Don't be afraid to send me like a LinkedIn message, DM our Instagram, like however you want to get in contact with us, we'll be able to find it. I would say email works as well, but also
Okay.
like to give out like phone number.
What's your Instagram? Let's
Yeah,
just say it out.
at InsightX.io.
InsightX. Okay, gotcha. And so, and I know your website is InsightX .io. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sure.
All right, cool. Ben, well, it was great. It was great talking to you. I'll give you the last word and appreciate your time.
Yeah.
What do you got to say to the listeners in closing?
Yeah. I would say my last message to you all is every med spa already has the data to grow. InsightX just helps them unlock it. Thank you.
Amazing. Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm going to keep talking just to screw up the ending. So we'll have to edit it and they'll be all screwed up. No, appreciate that, Ben. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you to our producers, Madeline Moeller, Marketing Content Coordinator, who organizes the podcast schedule and guests, provides topics and talking points, and myself, Joe DeGuzman, Technology Operations Manager. I handle the audio and video editing, voiceovers, and tech. Kate Harper, Senior Digital Marketing Coordinator, who makes all of our graphics and manages the podcast platform. Esme Uriastegui, Senior Social Media Coordinator, who makes and posts all the clips for the podcast and posts them to our social feed. Our music is by Ghost Score. Thank you for listening to or watching the Medical Spa Insider podcast. Please follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes. For more information about the American Med Spa Association, please check our show notes or in the description below.